want to welcome you to the Fire Alarm Business Blueprint. This is a webinar that's going to teach you how to start, operate, and grow a fire alarm system. So if you're a technician, electrician, or any inspiring entrepreneurs that's looking to start their first venture, this is a step-by-step program to give you all the skills and tools necessary you're going to need to actually run a fire alarm company. This webinar would take anywhere between 60 to 90 minutes, depending on how fast I can get through each slide. If you have any questions, please leave your questions in the comments or shoot us a DM or hit the support link, and we will gladly answer any of your questions. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the Fire Alarm Business Blueprint. My name is Anthony Richardson, and I've been in the business for about 25 years. I started with a company called Fire Quench, and since then I got myself certified on panels like Simplex, Kitty, Edwards, Software House, and S2. In 2017, I started my company Secured Securities Corp, and since then we grew to over $5 million installing fire alarm and security systems in the government sector. So here inside the Fire Alarm Business Blueprint, we're going to give you all the steps and strategies that I took and created to help you duplicate the process in less time. Here's a look at some of the government work we did. We work with facilities like Delaware Valley Job Corps. There we upgraded the fire alarm system. They have about a 7-node network system. We changed a lot of smoke detectors, did a lot of programming. We did a lot of work for the Job Corps Center there. Next is the MTA, and that's the Metropolitan Transportation Authority. There we have a fire alarm contract for smarts and parts to provide the fire alarm system in 4 different train stations. The next one is Yeshiva University. This is an access control project where we upgraded over 20,000 card users from one system over to a Linnell system. So the Fire Alarm Business Blueprint is broken down into 3 phases, 9 stages, and 27 action steps you can take to learn how to start, operate, and grow your own fire alarm company. So phase 1 is the foundation building. Inside the foundation building, you have the Structure Selector Pro. We teach you about the different type of business structures and what type of business structure you should form when you first start your business. The next one is the License Navigator. We teach you everything you need to know to get your license, but this is only half the step. You have to take our next step, which is our 81-hour course, so that way you could actually take the fire alarm license exam and pass it the first time. The next step after that is your insurance strategist. We're going to show you how you can properly protect your fire alarm business so that way you don't get sued and you can protect your assets. Next phase is the growth strategies, and inside of the growth strategies we have the market monster. We show you how you can cut through the noise in a crowded marketplace. Next after that is the vendor guide. We show you how you can get up to $100,000 in vendor credit. You're going to need to be able to buy either camera systems or fire alarm systems to do any type of job or installation. Next after that is the certification accelerator. We show you how you can get yourself certified as a minority vendor, whether it be MBE, DBE, or with the SCA or MTA. And lastly is our expansion opportunities. There we have the contract navigator. We show you how you can actually write proposals, give you the templates you need to win your first government contract. And next after that is the brand architect. The brand architect is going to show you how you can pull out your personal brand to boost your business. And lastly is the funding tool. We're going to show you how you can use other people's money, build your personal credit, build business credit, and actually what to do when you get money from these lenders. So I'm going to leave a link in the description so you can download the Fire Alarm Business Blueprint. This is unlike any other program. This is designed exactly how I make money in the fire alarm industry. So let's get into the stages. So the first stage is the foundation stage. Inside of the foundation stage, we have the structure selector, the license navigator, and the insurance strategist. Let's get into it. For you new entrepreneurs or existing business owner, I want you to imagine if you're standing on the edge of possibility. You have a blueprint rolled tightly in your hand, not just a physical document, but a map of your financial independence and your business success. As you look out, you see clearly. You envision the opportunities ahead, projects that bring in steady income, contracts that expand your network, and a business that thrive off your expertise. This can be you if you follow the steps inside of the Fire Alarm Business Blueprint. Most entrepreneurs struggle to form their business because they have a lack of understanding of what the different type of business structures are. There are several different type of business structures you can choose from, and your job is to research which is the best business structure for you. Next after that, they're frustrated because they're either paying for the EIN or they don't know how to actually apply for an EIN. And lastly, they're not sure what type of bank accounts to open, if they should even open up a bank account, or how many bank accounts they need to open. The structure of your business will definitely define how your business will actually last. There are some businesses that will not last as soon as you die, and there are some businesses that have perpetual existence. That means that it will last, or you can pass it down to your family members. So choosing the right business structure is how you start off with the right foundation. So here are 3 action steps you can get out of the Structure Selector course. The first one is we're going to show you why you should open up a corporation. The next one, we're going to show you how you can actually register that corporation, and then you're going to get an EIN, and we're going to show you what business bank accounts you need to open and why you need to open. So here's your process for the Structure Selector Pro. First, you're going to find yourself a bankable business name. You can use ChatGPT to find out a bankable business name. You want a name that's not going to raise any red flags when you go to investors. Next, you're going to register your corporation. Once you register your corporation and pay for it, you're going to download those articles of incorporated, save it to your hard drive. After that, you're going to get your EIN. Once you get your EIN and now you have your articles of incorporated, your job is to go and open up some business bank accounts. Once you open up your business bank accounts, you want to connect some credit card processors like PayPal, Square, even Stripe. In order for you to connect to Stripe, you're going to need your URL, which is your domain name, website, active in order for you to connect Stripe. Once you do all of that, ready for financing. Here's what your articles of incorporated will look like once you register your corporation for the New York State. Get your top copy. Middle copy will be your certificate of incorporated. Then you will have your clause listed out, and then we'll have the registrant with your address. So what should you do next? You could take this knowledge here, sit on it, and be the master knowledge receiver, or you can act on this, start your business, get your fire alarm license, and start operating as a fire alarm vendor. Now we're going to move to the next step inside of the foundation building stage, and that is the license navigator. At this point, success shouldn't even be a dream. You're in the process of building it. This course is going to give you the resources that you'll be able to learn the foundation to start your business and live the life of freedom. We all want to have free time. We all want to be with our families. We all want to drive nice cars and live the life of luxury. So following the steps inside of the fire alarm business blueprint is giving you the tools and resources to do so. So in order for you to get your fire alarm license, you need to do a prerequisite. And the prerequisite is taking the 81-hour fire alarm course. Once you pass the 81-hour fire alarm course, you will get certificates for each module that you pass. Once you pass, you are now eligible to take the state exam. Once you pass the state exam, you will need to get fingerprinted and fill out the New York State fire alarm application. Once you fill that application out, you will send $175 up to the New York State along with the fingerprints and your course module completion, and then wait for them to approve and process your application for you to be a fire alarm contractor. And the license navigator is one half of the process to get you to the fire alarm license. The next step after that is to take our 81-hour course. And when you join the program, you get 50% off the 81-hour course for you to take your fire alarm license exam. So while most entrepreneurs in the fire security industry fail to get their fire alarm license or pass the exam the first time, the first reason is there's no place really to prepare for the test. The only place to prepare is the 81-hour course. And next is not understanding where you can find practice material. Everything fire alarm comes from NFPA 72, or NIcet books, or any one of these national codes to help you understand what the codes are for fire alarm. And lastly is a small caveat. If you don't want to run your own fire alarm business, but you do have your fire alarm license, you can partner with someone who has maybe, let's say, the business acumen or maybe some money that can form a business. Y'all two partner up together, one to bring the money, you will bring the technical, and now you both can run your own fire alarm company. So inside of the License Navigator, we show you all the books and codes, even practice exams for you to study in order for you to pass your license exam the first time around. So this is what your actual license look like. Here's your unique ID number, which is your license number. Inside here will be the person or business that can legally engage in installing fire alarm and security systems. And down at the bottom will be the qualifier, you, the individual who submitted the application. On the right side, you will have your effective date and your expiration date. You have to renew this every 2 years. So the last step inside of the foundation phase is the insurance strategist. And insurance is the biggest thing. So most entrepreneurs fail to properly protect themselves and leave themselves open for liability and all their assets being snatched out of their accounts. So here's 3 reasons why most entrepreneurs in the fire and security industry fail to protect their business with the most comprehensive insurance. And number 1 is the lack of knowledge when it comes about the different types of insurances. There are only 4 different types of insurances that you need. Depending on if you're working in a high-rise building or rather just a low-rise building, you will need a specific type of coverage. The second thing is budget constraints. You may not know how much it costs to actually secure a premium policy each and every month. You may think it's very, very expensive. And lastly is the misinformation or lack of guidance. You may be talking to somebody who have no idea of what it takes to actually protect the fire alarm business. They may be selling t-shirts and telling you that you don't even need insurance. So get the information from the people who's actually doing what it is that you're trying to do. So I'm going to take you from feeling overwhelmed and frustrated about the different type of insurance types, consolidate them into a step-by-step process for you to see how to properly protect a fire alarm company. So here are 3 action steps I want you to take for you to select the right business insurance. I want you to assess your business risk. You have different types of insurance coverage if you have to do any work over 3 stories. If you have to do work in a high-rise building, you need more coverage. And number 2, you want to work with an experienced broker. We have a team of brokers that you can work with to give you the right type of insurance. These brokers are specific to the fire alarm and security industry. And number 3, you want to reevaluate your coverage each and every year. You want to make sure that you're properly covered through all the clauses, and you also can shop your policy around to see if you can get cheaper rates. So one way to work with an experienced broker is to register yourself with the ESA. That is the Electronic Security Association. Being a member of the ESA will unlock additional benefits, and one of those benefits is getting insured through the membership of being an ESA member. As you hire more employees, as you buy more vehicles, as you spend more money to expand your business, you want to reevaluate your insurance coverage to make sure the new things that you're buying is actually covered within your policy. At this point, I want to know how you're doing. I want to know if you're getting any good, valuable information, if you're taking any notes. If you have any questions, this is the time where you can shoot the questions, because I want to make sure you fully understand what the fire alarm business blueprint is and how it can help you. Each step needs to be taken in order for you to fully understand how to operate a fire alarm business. So if you're feeling pumped, then let's keep going. We're in the growth strategy stages now. So inside of the growth strategy stage is one of the best stages for this fire alarm business blueprint, because it's the market monster, the vendor guide, and the certification accelerator. This is how we're going to start to grow our business. So in phase 2, stage 1 is the market monster. We're going to show you how you can create your unique value proposition, which is actually like your unique voice, so that way you can cut through the noise inside of this crowded market. For me, marketing was very tough. I read countless books. I read every book from Alex Hormozi. I read the one-page marketing plan from Seth Godin. But what really got me to understand and take this confetti that was exploded and actually put it together into a clear picture was my man Aaron Fletcher. Using the GrowthWorks system got me to understand how to build a web across one product. No matter if you're selling a low ticket, a free ticket, something in the middle, or something very high, everything all connects back to this one product. And inside the market monster, I'm going to show you how to do the same thing. So why do most entrepreneurs struggle with marketing? I know for me, I thought I had to spend a whole bunch of money. The reality is you do not have to spend a whole lot of money to get in front of the whole entire world. All you have to do is spend enough money that you could afford to keep staying in front of the people that you need to close the sales with. And number 2, you're overwhelmed about the different types of audience that you need to have or create. What you need to first focus on and understand is these social media platforms have AI in it, and the AI is going to do all the work for you by giving you the details that you need. From there, you will learn how to segment your audiences. And lastly, it's hard for you to find your target audience. If you don't know how to call out the people you exactly want to talk to, never be able to find your target audience. So inside the market monsters, we're going to show you how you can turn all of your marketing strategies into a success with proven strategies to attract, engage, and convert your ideal customer. We're going to take away all of the marketing confusion and turn you into a lead generation mastery machine. So let me give you 3 ways you could identify and attract your ideal customer. 1, you want to create a buyer's persona. This is something that Facebook is going to give you when you start running ads. It's going to let you know the type of people you're in front of, how much money they make, if they're married, if they're not married, where they live, what type of house they have. All of this detailed information is how you will be able to create a buyer's persona to get into the mind or the psyche of the individual that you're trying to make a sale with. And next, you're going to leverage the social media insights. As a business owner, you are the front line of defense to learning everything first before you hire somebody to do some work for you. So unfortunately, you're going to have to look at these details to figure out where you're winning at and where you're not winning at, and make adjustments, call audible plays, and send it back out. And lastly, you want to study your competition. You don't want to study them to where you're copying them, but you want to see how their process operates. You want to see what steps they're taking to get a lead to a buying customer. From there, you copy the process and then you put your marketing on top of it. In order for you to run ads, you need to have a Facebook business manager or you need to have a Google profile. Here's a Facebook business manager to where you can create multiple campaigns. When you learn how to create your web, you're going to create a campaign for everything that you're actually producing and lead back to your main product. Whether you're going to give somebody some free information, a webinar, a mini course, tire course, a one-on-one coach, or something for just $100. This is how you would do it. And the next phase inside the growth strategies is the vendor guide. Inside of the vendor guide, we show you what vendors you need to have so you can buy the right equipment for your next installation. I know when I first started, I didn't know where to buy any fire alarm equipment, where to buy good camera equipment, or or anything like that. So inside of the vendor guide, we're going to show you exactly who you need to build relationships with and how you can get credit terms so that way you buy material, do the job, and then pay later. So here are 3 reasons why most entrepreneurs fail to build vendor connections. Is one, they don't know where to find a reliable vendor. Like I said, I didn't know where to look for to even buy a fire alarm panel. Number 2, the payment terms. We're not understanding that they give us time to make these payments because they understand the rules of engagements when it comes to business. And lastly, number 3, we don't know how to establish business credit in order to get financing from these vendors. So I'm going to show you how you can stop overpaying and being overwhelmed to actually transform it into a profitable business. So I'm going to give you 3 action steps that you can take in order for you to secure up to $100,000 in vendor credit. You want to find the right suppliers for your business because most of these vendors don't ask for a personal guarantee if you're asking for anything less than $25,000. Now, once you establish that, you fill out their credit application so that way you can submit it to them and be approved for $5,000 or even $10,000. Make sure you put a number amount that you know you could afford and pay back on a monthly basis. And lastly, just submit that application and wait for them to come back to you with an answer. Having the right suppliers open the door for technical support and training. You can send your guys to kiddie training so that way they can get trained on fire alarm programming. You can have electricians do the installs. And now you can send your trained technician to go program the system while you're sitting back, or you can send yourself to training so that way you can program the system yourself. Now, the last step inside the growth stage is the certification accelerator. Here we're going to show you how you can get yourself minority certified to unlock contracts for $1 million and above. Imagine receiving an email and you just been awarded a project to design, install a full fire alarm system, and this is a system that's worth over $1 million, and you've been waiting for this particular award because you felt that you was going to get it, and now you got it. So that feeling of joy is what I want you to have when you're going through the fire alarm business blueprint, because the energy that you put out is definitely the energy that you're going to get back. Here's 3 reasons why entrepreneurs fail to achieve their minority certification. Number 1, the application process is so complex. The amount of paperwork that you need to have, submit, so you have to make sure you are on top of everything. And the second thing is it's very time consuming. It took me almost a week just to submit applications and paperwork because I either had to write a letter, get some letters notarized, or find some paperwork that I didn't have or create. So it's very time consuming. So just make sure you know what paperwork you need so that way when you submit it, you reduce your time. And lastly, it may be difficult to meet the eligibility requirements. One of the requirements, you have to prove your naturalization. Rather if you're an Indian, rather if you're Asian, rather if you're Black or African American, you have to prove your nationalization. So the certification accelerator will take you from being overwhelmed with all that complex paperwork to being certified in less than 2 years. So to fully understand what the minority certification program is, I want you to do 3 things. I want you to research the different type of certification requirements, whether it be MBE, DBE, or the SBA 8A. All you need is about 3 of them. There are many of them out there. You will open up 3 separate doors where you have opportunities to grow your business. And next after that, you want to gather your documentation. You want to find out each and every last piece of paperwork that you need. So inside of the certification accelerator, we have a checklist for you. And number 3, what I did, and I will always recommend you go to your PTAC office. Your local PTAC office is your Procurement Technical Assistance Center. They are there to help you with anything government contracting. Here's a New York City minority certificate. What this certificate unlocks is all of the New York City municipalities, whether it be Office of Mental Health, Administrative Children's Services, or the Fire Department. You will have opportunities with all of the New York City agencies with this certificate. And moving on to the last stage is our expansion opportunities. This is how we're going to expand our fire alarm business through Contract Navigator, through the Brand Architect, and through the funding tool. So inside of the Contract Navigator is where you will learn everything about government contracting. Here's the thing. When you're doing government contracting, there's some steps you're going to need to take. You're going to have to register for Dun & Bradstreet so you can get your DUNS number, be verified with the IRS. You're going to have to take certain steps in order for you to win your first government project. However, these steps are outlined inside of the Contract Navigator. Let me give you the top 3 challenges that entrepreneurs face when they're trying to secure government contracts. The first one is they don't even know that they have to be registered with SAM.gov. You can sell toilet tissue all the way up to a fire alarm system with government contracting. And number 2, they don't understand how to find new opportunities. You can set up search engines that'll send you leads each and every day so that way you can bid on government contracts. And you don't have to bid on government contracts that align with the business that you do. As long as you fulfill it, you can do the work. And number 3, you don't know where to find help. If you win a solicitation for lawn services, you need to know how to find best lawn services or the best government contract and lawn services provider so that way you can fulfill the contract, complete it, and get paid. So inside of the Certification Accelerator, we're going to transform all that frustration into a 3-step success program for you to win your first government contract. So here are 3 action steps that you can take when you're actually trying to win your first government contract. You want to register your business on a government database like SAM, which is the System for Award Management. They have FedBiz Op, and there are other search engines that you could actually register on that'll send you alerts for the jobs that you're looking for. Another good place is the PTAC office. When you go there, just tell them to put you on a list so they can send you job bids as well. And the second thing is, once you get registered on those sites, you want to put in keywords to find the jobs or the contracts that you want to bid on. And third, you want to find the experts in government contracting, the people who is winning government contracts on a consistent basis. But you always want to start with the PTAC office, because they will definitely help you when it comes to understanding what a solicitation is. Here's an actual solicitation award. This is from the Federal Bureau of Prisons, outlines to secure securities, outlines what we have to do, pricing and everything. So when you get a solicitation, it will look like this with many different pages. You will have to fill it out. Some solicitations look like this, and some is just a worded document that's just going to give you information. But throughout the Contract Navigator, we're going to show you the different types of certifications that you're going to see. Next is the Brand Architect. There we're going to show you how you could build your personal brand to blow up your business exponentially. Imagine you've been studying content for a long time. You figured out the content style that you're going to use. You understand how to create your hooks, your captions, put your content in, and then also your call to action. You upload your first post because you're a little bit nervous, but then you wake up and find that you have so many notifications, you have so many likes, you have so many followers. At that particular moment, you look back and say, wow, I understand it now. So inside of the Brand Architect, we're going to show you how to go from invisible to irresistible. So for you to get started right away, I want you to choose 2 to 3 social media platforms for you to focus on. I want you to study the big creators that are on those platforms, follow the ones that's teaching you how to create content, and then save those videos, learn how to edit, shoot those same videos, and write scripts so that way you can produce the same type of content. And number 2, you want to create a detailed profile on your ideal customer. Once you understand who you're talking to, it's easy to talk to them. And number 3, I want you to craft your $1 million voice. I want you to use this formula. I help this avatar or this avatar or this avatar achieve this goal within this amount of time without no pain. So let me give you an example. I help technicians, electricians, and service-based businesses make an extra $50,000 without changing their marketing in the next 90 days. Put your $1 million message on top of that formula, and you'll be able to talk directly who you need to talk to. When you're posting, I know, even for me, I feel like sometimes an imposter. I feel like I know what I'm talking about, but sometimes it feel like I don't know what I'm talking about. I actually do business. I actually know how to fix fire alarm. I actually know how to program these panels, but I still feel that the information I'm giving out is not valid. That's the psyche within ourselves always telling us not to do, fight or flight. So it's the fear of the rejection that I think I might get from the audience outside, which the perception is not. I get a lot of praise, and I appreciate all the praise. That helps take away the fear when you actually start creating your content. And the last step inside the expansion opportunities phase is the funding tool. There we're going to show you how to get money. When you get this money, what you should do with it so that way you don't default any of your payments. I want you to download this cheat sheet. This is the most important course inside of the Fire Alarm Business Blueprint. Once you understand how to operate the business, you're going to want to be able to use other people's money and not yours. So I'll leave a link in the description so you can download this. There are 3 main reasons why most entrepreneurs fail to get funding. And the first one is they don't understand how to establish credit. They don't know how to build the business credit, nor do they know how to build their personal credit. The second thing is they're not understanding how to differentiate their personal credit from their business credit, nor how to use one to help the other. And lastly, it's very difficult for them to find funding with bad credit. There are still options out there no matter where your credit is at, and we will show you. We're going to show you how not to struggle when you're going for financing. We're going to make sure that you're properly prepared before you even ask for $1 anybody. Let's say you have good credit. I'm not going to say no credit score. You know what your credit is. If your credit says is good or excellent in that range, when you look at your credit score, I'm going to give you 3 things that you can do. The first thing is you can stack your credit cards. You could apply to 3 different banks like Chase, Navy Federal, and also Key Bank, because what they're going to do is check individual consumer credit reporting agencies. So that way you could do one with Chase, that's going to check Experian. Do one with Navy Federal, that's going to check TransUnion. Do one with Key Bank, that's going to check like Equifax. So that way you don't get 2 hits on one credit report. You only get 1 hit for each one of the credit reports. And if you go into the bank to speak with a banker, you can get higher limits. So it's your opportunity to get at least $75,000 just by 3 credit cards in one day. The second thing is you can get microloans or merchant advances. If you're doing business on a month basis and you're making anywhere between $10,000 and $50,000 per month, you can upload some documents to get a loan against what you make per month. So if you're banking with Chase and you've been banking with Chase for about a year or 2 years, you can go and sit down with a banker and request a no-doc business loan. You don't have to show any business taxes. What they're going to do is look at your bank history, what you've been doing for the past year, and base a loan off that amount. So if you have good credit, those are the steps that you can take to get funding today. So here's some benefits of credit card stacking. You get high limits with 0% introductory, right? You could also transfer that into your checking account, which is a balance transfer. So now that turns into a loan. So instead of you using it as a credit card, you could use it as a loan, pay it back in 18 months. That's how you can quickly fund yourself straight off of credit cards. And also do some research on the banks or the institutions that you're trying to lend from. Find out what consumer reporting agency they check with, then apply for the credit cards accordingly. And if you've been in business for a year or more, walk into your bank and see if you can get yourself a no-doc loan. Credit union is usually the best place, and Chase Bank is also another good place where you can get no-doc loans. As you can see, this is a 9-step program for you to start, operate, and grow your own fire alarm company taught by an actual licensed fire alarm contractor that's here to help you every step of the way. So I got some homework for you to do. It's time to act, and I want you to build your business today. So I'm going to give away 3 free things. And the first thing is the Market Monster course. The second is the Vendor Guide course. And the third is the Certification Accelerator course. I'm going to give away that mini course away for free so that way you can build more confidence inside of the fire alarm business blueprint. And if you have any questions, like I said, reach out to me on social media. I'm available and I'm always outside. So the fire alarm business blueprint is the ultimate step-by-step program designed to help electricians, skilled technicians, and security professionals successfully start and scale their own fire alarm and security company in 90 days, even with limited capital or no prior business experience. So I want to reiterate some of the few projects that we went through is the Delaware Valley Job Corps, upgraded their fire alarm system, changed out a lot of smoke detectors, and did a lot of programming on the 7.0 network. Next is the MTA. There we putting in 4 new fire alarm systems and 4 new train stations. And third is the Yeshiva University, where we upgraded the access control system from 1 system all the way up to Linnell. This was well over 20,000 users. So if you're ready to get started, click the link, book a call, find out more how the Fire Alarm Business Blueprint can help you. I want to congratulate you for completing the course of the Fire Alarm Business Blueprint. My name is Anthony Richardson. I am the fire alarm expert. Don't forget, if you have any questions, you can reach out on my website. You can send us a DM, hit the support link so we can get a ticket and we can answer you right away. Our team is there to help you 24/7. Fire Alarm Business Blueprint.